Admittedly, I'm not a huge book reader, which I'm sure doesn't come as a surprise to anyone watching this, because if you just look at me, you probably assume that I'm some inbred, illiterate Florida man. But I can read, I just really choose not to read novels. I used to love reading the Magic Treehouse books, which I think still counts, but I think the last book that I read cover to cover was The Outsiders in 6th grade as part of a reading assignment. And that book slapped. But afterwards, I kind of just fell out of love with reading books. Maybe The Outsiders was so good that I knew nothing would ever live up to it. I couldn't really tell you, but from that point forward, I only ever read the Cliff Notes to books that we were assigned in school in order to pass the tests. Yeah, that's right. Can't put the genie back in the bottle now. I cheated my way through every single English class and assignment I ever received. What are you gonna do about it, huh? Throw me in jail? Statute of limitations, bitch. It's been like fucking 10, 15 years now since I've been in high school, which is such a sad thing to think about. I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, I don't read a lot of books, but over the last 2 years, I have been reading a lot of comics and manga. Mainly manga, to be fair. And I've gotten really into that medium. So much so that, as most of you know, we started our own comic book series called Godslap. Everyone who's read Godslap so far has unanimously agreed that it's the best comic ever produced, and Godslap is well on its way to becoming the biggest name in all of comics, overthrowing Marvel within the next 5 years, according to recent scientific projections that I'm pulling out of my ass. It's a passion project created by myself, Jackson, Danny, and Matt, and we brought in an industry veteran named Aubrey Sitterson to help write it with us, and we're extremely proud of what we've created. Issue 1 and 2 are already out, and Issue 3 came out today, as of right now. Issue 3 is available at godslapbook.com, and per usual, this is the standard cover, but we also have 2 limited edition variants, which will only exist until they're sold out, and then they'll never be reprinted. So they're available at godslapbook.com. But the point of this video isn't just to toot our own horn about how amazing Godslap is. The purpose of today's video is to show you a wild comic series that I started reading, because it's a very long-running one. I think it's been going for almost 24 years now. It's called Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, and it's got a lot of nudity in it. In fact, I would argue the focal point of this series is huge titties. And I didn't know that going into it. I started my comic research just looking for like long-running comics in order to like really dive in deep and follow a story along for a while. So I read 54 issues of Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, and I'll be honest, I probably couldn't tell you a single narrative plot point that happens across any of them because the focus is mainly on like pornographic material. However, there is one that I'd really like to focus on today because it's so wild that I just felt the urge to share it, because I don't know how popular the series is and I haven't seen anyone really talk about it, and I think this is just such a banger. Issue 53. I'll tell you right now, issue 53 is a fucking diamond. It's a masterpiece of art. It tells the emotional story of a ghost nurse haunting some woman's vagina and trying to get it back, to steal her pussy. So I'm not going to show you every page here, but I'll give you the crucial ones. So here's our 2 main characters. It's Crypt Chick and Skeleton Man. So their backstory is Crypt Chick died in a car accident, Skeleton Man feels guilty, and he was blessed with the ability to still see her, and now they work together for the sake of justice. And this crackshot team takes on a new case with these 5 clients, some ghost nurses. You'll notice they're bleeding, and they're bleeding in spots where body parts were taken from them. So while they were alive, they were organ donors, and, well, their organs got donated, and then they decided to change their mind, and they want those body parts back. So you can tell by my censoring, one of them got her vagina donated. This information startles Skeleton Man and Crypt Chick, and being the good guys, they can't let it slide. They plan on stopping them from stealing those body parts because it's no longer theirs. They donated it. You can't change your mind. It's in the contract. So they try and prevent them from killing the people that now have the body parts in order to get them back. Unfortunately, they're too late for the first victim. The first nurse pops in like the boogeyman here and rips the lips right off of this innocent woman's face, saying, "You're too late. I have already retrieved what I came for," as she dangles those lips like they're a fucking piece of Mr. Potato Head. He says, "You took her lips," to which she clarifies and corrects him, "My collagen. She used my collagen to inject into her lips. They are now mine again." Also, there's big tits on the page. The woman's lips were ripped off, but her titties are laid bare. So I don't even understand what the real point of that is. That's not even like a sexy thing. This is a woman who's now dead because her lips got ripped off, I guess, which instantly killed her. You know, I'm no doctor and I'm not an expert on anatomy or anything, but I feel like if you get your lips ripped off, it's not just going to be like this instant death switch on the human body. It'll probably just be one of those things you'll be like, oh, fuck, ouch, my lips. Ooh, jeez, God, goodness, Jiminy Christmas, that hurt. I don't think it just like instantly kill her. But regardless, she has passed away now, rest in peace. Anyway, moving on, Skeleton Man is traumatized knowing that this is a real menace. He has to stop these undead nurses from taking body parts from the innocent women that received them. So he tracks down the next victim, which is the woman who's received a vaginal transplant. And he knows this is going to be a race against the clock. So this fucking madman busts through her window like it's the DEA raiding a meth lab in order to warn her. So he shouts, "Samantha Brown, you have to get out of here. Your vagina is haunted." Which is an absolutely iconic line. The fact that this isn't more well known is criminal. Now, not to be the Grinch that stole the vagina and took the magic away here, you know, I'm not trying to be like Scrooge and ruin the season, but let's take a deeper look at this statement. Get out of here, your vagina is haunted. Well, how the fuck is she supposed to get away from it? It's on her body. She pees from there. Like, it's always going to be haunted, even if she does take Skeleton Man's advice and gets out of there. Her vagina will continue to be haunted no matter what, so she's just fucked. Samantha clearly has a hard time believing him, so he tries to explain. You recently had an operation done on your vagina to make it look more jovial. Now a bunch of zombie ghost nurses are coming to take it. You have to leave now. To which Samantha says, get out of here, you're crazy. But then the zombie ghost nurses show up to confirm what he's just said. No, he's not. And Samantha Brown says, oh my God. Now the story has reached its climax, and so have the readers, because in the following page, the zombie ghost nurse rips her panties off, and it's just, you know, full pussy action, tits, the whole nine, and then she cuts her vagina out. So, that's pretty much where the story ends. Crypt Chick gets jumped by the other zombie ghost nurses who strangle her, which kills her again. Which is a wild concept, like a ghost strangling a ghost kills that ghost that got strangled. I feel like that's an interesting idea of how ghost combat would work. But anyway, Crypt Chick doesn't stay dead for long because Skeleton Man arrives at the scene, drop kicks one of the zombie ghost nurses, and then hugs Crypt Chick back to life. And through the warm embrace of the hug, the energy was enough to revive her back into being dead. But, like, not super dead like she just was. So, like, there's, like, two levels of death. There's death in the form of, like, spiritual zombie ghost, like Crypt Chick. And then super death where it's even more dead than that. So he brings her back to that lesser death layer. Thanks to the good bear hug. And then the other three nurses, they have, like, their heart, lungs, and something else that they need to go get from other victims. That's not important because by far the star of the show was the pussy nurse. Having to reclaim the vaginal transplant was a compelling story that I've never really seen tackled before, which surprises me because when you really stop to think about it and break it down, it's a story about be careful what you wish for. In this case, Samantha Brown wanted a more jovial pussy, but never really stopped to think about the price of such an operation. And I'm not talking about the financial price, I'm talking about the iron price that she would have to pay down the line. Because that jovial vagina had to come from somewhere, and unfortunately in this case it was a vengeful zombie ghost nurse spirit. You can see why I have such a deep appreciation for this issue. It's very interesting. I don't usually read like hentai or porn comics or anything, but Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose is still an interesting adventure nonetheless. And I just wanted to share this one because it's criminal that it's not more well known about how hard issue 53 goes. But yeah, anyway, that's really about it. Godslap issue 3 is out right now at godslapbook.com. Be sure to pick up a copy. I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah.